Fantasy Philosophers is brought to you by fantasy-info.com.
D'Qwell Jackson was supposed to be one of the top IDP inside linebackers to take for the 2010 season. You look back at what his production was back in 2008, he was racking up close to 10 tackles a game. This was the same in 2009 until he had an injury, I believe it was around week 6. He was racking up just about 10 on average a week. So in tackle-heavy leagues, this was a really good guy to have, and he projected out well once again. He's still at a young age, around 26 on the Browns. Unfortunately, he did have that pec injury last year, and that he missed the rest of the season with that after those first 6 games. And he had another one, it looks like not to the same side of his body. The other side, it was more of a strain this time, not necessarily a tear. He's going to go to get a second opinion from the doctors, and we'll see how long this keeps him out. But it's supposed to be 4 to 8 weeks. So for fantasy IDP fantasy owners, I would say be conservative on this. That would put him in coming back somewhere around mid-October, as far as I read. So with Jackson, I think we're just going to have to say, obviously, you don't look for him as any type of starter. That's a given. But if you can get him, especially if you're in a league, you have a deep bench that you're using, or even more so, if you have an injured reserve that you can use to stash a player or two on there, that's really helpful in order to hold a guy like this and wait for him. Because if he does come back and everything's good, especially after the second checkup, we'll find out, then he can be a guy that can really help your IDP squad out for sure, especially again in those tackle-heavy leagues. In the second half of the season, once he comes back, it might take him a few games to get back on his feet and playing up to the level he has, because that would make it about a year since he'd been on the field. But this is definitely a guy that is worth having on your squad, no doubt, and would be a starter once he's right and healthy. So keep those things in mind with Jackson as we're moving closer to draft day this season.
For more fantasy football information, go to fantasy-info.com and sign up for our free e-newsletter. Good luck in your 2010 Fantasy Football League. As an added bonus, the Fantasy Info guys will include their 5 secret tips for success in fantasy football with your free subscription.